Good evening, everyone, and we welcome you back to the Lenovo LCL 2017 Spring Term Challenge. What you know, Atlas, and now we are entering the Game 4 where TUP managed to get one victory against UPD of the Best of 5 series.
Of course, that actually proves that, yeah, TUP can still take down these Titans and that UPD can actually still bleed. And after that,
do you
bleed? It really cements how, like, UPD, if they put Iconic on a tank, it's really such a big setback for them.
Yeah, in the end, UPD's kryptonite is Iconic being on a tank then.
Yeah, but
that's how they bleed.
That's how they bleed. Is that when they draft Iconic into a Shen or any tank or like a Sejuani, it really they fall flat on their faces.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I'm sure they had a really good reason for drafting the Sejuani. Like, they had a composition, a PGS composition, where you had 4 melee champions, which you combined with a Permafrost, but it didn't really work out for them because the top lane wasn't dealing damage. And this time, Shen wasn't dealing enough damage to actually be this, and the defensive side of the Shen didn't really pull through for UPD there.
But I gotta hand it to the Shen, where he made the flash and taunts.
Yes.
That was somehow game-changing, but in the long run, it's how you wrap up that fight that matters.
Yeah.
Now, this is it. Game 4 of the Best of 5 series, the grand finals of the LCL. One spot for LICC, Malaysia and China, for both of these teams on the line. Who will represent the Philippines?
Really big opportunity that both of these teams do not want to miss.
A big name.
Like a big name. You get the title of being the champion from Spring Term. You get to experience like the culture of Malaysia and China, the food. But more importantly, being there for the esports. Like the international stage, just even if it's just a collegiate level, is super important for the entire scene. So I'm really looking forward to how TUP can continue their momentum and how UP can recover from that debilitating loss from last game.
But I think for Game 4, no more...
There's no holds barred at this point.
Not the spark, it's the fact that they're using a composition that did not work, and they used it again. Now it not work again for the second time. That's how they lost their first game.
It has to be cemented into their minds now that, okay, let's not put Iconic on a tank like this. Even though they had a lot of good plays in the end, the damage that comes from Iconic's carry champions is really something big that they have to put into consideration. And I think that's really like the biggest problem they had in their loss against JBL, their loss against TUP just now. Because everyone knows that they have very good execution, but the thing is, since they weren't able to pull that off, it really says something about the picks that they can do, and I really have to give it to TUP as well, taking advantage of that.
I wonder if TUP picked it up though in Game 3, where they have this sort of strategy. If ever a top tank role is forced onto Iconic in a sense that really lowers the damage output of UPD, maybe this is UPD's Achilles heel. Maybe this is the chance for TUP to make it to Game 5.
That's the weak spot in UPD's Death Star.
I was talking about Greek, but you talk about Star Wars.
What?
My God, Atlas. My joke, my pun.
It's gonna be the Fiora band. Still respecting Iconic on that Fiora. Definitely very scary. We're gonna see how UPD plays this out in the rest of the ban phase.
I have gotta hand it to TUP. They know who to ban against.
They definitely did their research.
Doing their research, and also, I don't think it's just about research. It's also about execution.
Yeah.
So let's say we ban a Fiora. What's left in UPD's kit that we can deny? Who should we deny in the rest of their roster? Of course, the Fiora, powerful split pusher, and also when it comes to late game,
scary,
huge threat.
Huge damage threat, can just shred down anyone. Even tanks are not safe from Fiora. So banning this out consistently throughout the entire Best of 5 series is good on TUP. As for UPD, they're really banning out these just general useful meta champions. Like the Lulu is so good, especially since our red side, they are more incentivized to ban out the Lulu, so that TUP cannot prioritize pick it. As for TUP, still sticking to their guns, because putting Neep on Rakan would be a huge mistake. The Zac ban against Veer will definitely, because I haven't seen Veer really pull out the Zac, but considering like their practice schedule, how they play the game, it won't be impossible that Veer did not pick up the Zac in this downtime. As for UPD, banning out the bombs, Vladimir, as well as the Renekton from last game. Cedia.
I gotta say that Renekton in the last game really pushed Iconic under his turret.
Yeah.
And when you're facing against a powerful split pusher such as Renekton with a Tiamat, you know you're gonna have a bad time.
Especially, he was on that Shen, so naturally he would be pushing, even if he had his Tiamat of his own, as well as the Bomby Cinder. The wave clear that can come from the Calm Meek is just so good, and the sustain as well definitely puts Iconic in a super pressured spot. TUP priority picking bombs Ahri. They really know what champions their teammates are comfortable at, so I'm really excited to see how this plays out. And now Blizzard,
this is going to be interesting.
on that Xayah now.
Yeah, Bams Ahri made it through, so I gotta see.
Because they had to ban out the Vladimir, and the Renekton was too scary to keep in. And that's gonna be UPD.
This is game 4, guys.
Yeah.
All out. Let's
Everyone's
see.
all out here. TUP with the comfort picks as well. And UPD now with a Xayah. Pulling out the Xayah for game 4.
Oh, Berserk
Victor on
this
Victor's
is it,
Berserk.
guys. No more restrictions.
Yeah.
All out. This is
Going all out. It is a worry though that Victor could be outplayed by the Ahri. But if this is a comfort pick, a pocket pick, then it seems he's playing the cleanse as well. So he's really confident in this matchup. Fear on that Lee Sin, signature champions going out in this game 4 of this best of 5.
now on to the second banning phase of most probably the last game, or maybe TUP this time.
This
has
just becomes
something.
a 2-2. The momentum will go on TUP's side so hard. And that's going to be scary for UPD.
This is UPD's one step closer to their dreams, the goal they set when entering the spring term of the LCL. If this gets denied by a reverse sweep, that's just crushing. Kind of reminds me of the moment of IPP and Mineski representing the Philippines in the past split for the GPL.
Crush them, crush their hopes and dreams. Here comes the UPD bans for the second rotation. Varus and Caitlyn against Navi taken out in TUP, giving out more respect bans against Neep. That's going to be the bar taken out from last game. We'll see what their last ban will be. Another support ban against Neep. The respect for the laning of Neep is definitely there, as well as the playmaking that he has.
Alright, I'm going to give you a reference here, Atlas. Right now in the bottom lane duo of UPD, somehow Neep is the game changer, right? So in a sense, we have these two bottom lane duo. Navi and Misa N, they're like, I gotta say, Puto and Dinuguan. They go well so together, but even if you leave that Puto behind and that Dinuguan goes somewhere else, it still tastes good. But for UPD side, I think Blizzard is like the bibingkan. Big, hot, but it's a bit not the same as Puto. So what goes well with bibingkan? Bibingka. What goes well with bibingka?
Salted egg.
Salted egg.
Yeah.
Nothing goes well with bibingka. So this is the problem that UPD is facing, where Neep's whole support pool that's very efficient is being denied.
And since it's denied, having to go on the Blitzcrank, another playmaker, but the thing is with Bard, with Thresh,
it's not the same.
Yeah, it's not the same. It's like
right now you're gonna be pairing Bibinka with maybe Tapsilov right now. You don't eat it at the same time. So something that UPD's right now, they are forced to go this path where they have to be sort of uncomfortable right now.
Yeah, because the Blitzcrank, I know Neep can't pull out the you made my header. But I know Neep can't pull out the Blitzcrank. But the thing is, it's not the same as Bard and Thresh. Bard and Thresh, they can play from behind. Rakan as well, definitely good at the comebacks. But the Blitzcrank, if you're behind, if you're so behind and you like pull someone, like a frontliner,
sometimes it's a death sentence to yourself.
Sometimes it's a death sentence to yourself, indeed. But looking at the rest of the composition here, very solid looking. The Kennen top lane, definitely a split push threat. But Acedia's response to that is the Fizz.
Yeah, look at that. Finally, we'll be seeing the teleporting Knight Fizz stop of Acedia against Iconic's Kennen. This time he won't be on the Jace.
Yeah.
Normally he would pick up the Jace.
It's going to be very hard here for this matchup. Either way, Acedia might get harassed a lot in the laning, but when he does go all in with that Ignite, it's going to be scary. Look at all of these interesting pocket picks for all of our players, and this might be the last game or the setup for the reverse sweep. So we'll be seeing how all of that plays out once we actually load into the Rift.
Hindi namin expected na mananalo kami sa Game 3 and surprisingly nanalo kami. And Ang drive namin para manalo, para mag-champion, yung pumunta kami ng Malaysia at ma-represent yung Philippines. Sa tingin ko, yung weakness ng UPD, yung matilt yung bot, si Blizzard. And as you can see in third game, yun, nagawa namin. Sana ma-reverse sweep namin. TUP win.
Things are getting spicy in the Rift, entering Game 4 of the Grand Finals of the LCL. TUP versus UPD. Will this be the last game, or will TUP drag UPD until Game 5 with exhaustion?
With UPD being pushed here to their limits from last game, they still have another chance. They are still at match point. So if UPD gets a really good lead here with the Blitzcrank, with the rest of their picks, the Lee Sin especially, they'll have a good momentum. But if TUP takes this out from 0 to 1 to 2, matching it to 2-2, then Sick Parvis Magna will really mean something. Great things come from small beginnings, and the reverse sweep is definitely something that's possible here for TUP.
It is still alive for TUP. They are bringing all their guns to a knife fight, where UPD is still... I haven't seen an Iconic on a cannon, so this is going to be
this is going to be a new thing for me to see him on this cannon, at least in the interconference semis and finals.
And I wonder how Blizzard will do with that Saya from that recent changes. Now Neep on the Blitzcrank, so how will it play out?
He's be very aggressive here. Of course, he's bringing out the exhaust instead of the ignite, so the exhaust will definitely help them out when they actually get into these extended fights against Navi. But the change to the Q of Zaya, the daggers, it does hurt her early game quite a bit, because you queuing up an extra feather, actually that instantly sets up the Blade Caller route.
Oh,
but without that, it's gonna be harder to pull that off in lane.
What a beautiful leash.
Yeah, very strong leash. Even pushing past the Raptors and into the red buff. Of course, this does leave Navi alone, which is quite dangerous against a Blitzcrank, but he's really holding his ground here.
It's going to be Wits End for UPD. On the mid lane, Berserk did eat up a lot of damage, and now Bam is running the Ignite, so he does have to kill Pressure compared to Berserk. But you have to be careful with that Victor.
He can roam around with that Ghost,
and I think
he has a lot of mobility as well.
Also for Chan, he did get that beautiful leash.
That was such a great leash. Ending that very, very healthily. And I think he's going for a full clear of his jungle here. Going for the level 3 once he gets to his blue buff. And very efficient clear. Seems like both of these junglers really want to go for really fast clears. For Chan, it's the full clear.
Oh, Blizzard catches the Aqua Prison. This is the problem where there's not that protection coming from that support.
Like the thresh
bar,
is
the
so
thresh,
big. Yeah, everything.
Rakan.
And now Neep's there's a lot more pressure on Neep now to pull off a really good hook. Because if this bot lane gets behind, the comeback is much harder for a Blitzcrank.
There's nothing that can pair that Bibinka up properly for UPD. So I hope for UPD, this is a game that, come on, if they lose right now, this will be on the Wits End, and Blizzard,
Blizzard
forced out of his heal. Navi does not have his flash. Veep though there, Veer is also there. Chan has no mana, miss it and does not want to face check.
Oh, they do not get a good hook, but here comes Veer.
Veer backs away.
Still though, that was a very unfortunate hook for Neep, because the cooldown is actually very long in terms of the laning when you want to go for a hook. You don't have any second chances compared to, say, a death sentence. If it hits onto a minion, the cooldown actually gets refunded a bit. So you can still try in the next few seconds. But so with the hook and the Blitzcrank, it's definitely too hard.
It's that mechanic where you have to go big, go home, where you don't land a skill shot, you can make up for it. You're in a bad spot. And if a clash does happen, Assyria can just walk to the hook, make it's like a free delivery service.
Because as soon as he gets pulled, he can just instantly Playful Fixer out of that. It's iconic. Actually trading very well against Assyria with that Doran's shield, helping him out.
And for Assyria, he is running the Corrupted Potion, so
the trades should go in Assyria's favor, but Iconic definitely playing that lane very, very safely.
Oh, gets it! And gets the first hook of the game, and the first blood is onto Veer.
It's going to extend his time as a powerful Lee Sin. That 400 gold start a head start will actually help him out in these other ganks that he will have. Once he recalls, gets an item, his clear will be faster, his ganks will be deadlier. So the Caulfield's Warhammer, so that means he's definitely going for more ganks. Ganks all the way for Veer in the early game. And it's really understandable because he will transition into a tank later in the game, right? And he needs to snowball Iconic for Zerg and Blizzard. He can leave the damage to those three guys. He needs to be the one to support his team with the utility that Lee Sin can bring.
And that first blood for Veer will help him do that. But in terms of dueling side, Blizzard does get the upper hand in trading up damage.
Oh man, it's going to be a top lane fight.
Shan gets stunned by Iconic. That will be an isolated kill, with giving Iconic a lead in gold.
The restraint coming from these guys, Veer and Neep, actually give the kill off to Iconic, which is going to be huge. And his lead against Acedia. Acedia did not die in that fight, which is good for him, meaning that he will not lose too much in terms of the laning. He can still get back, and the Sheen will definitely help him out. Once Iconic recalls, he will match the itemization. But seems like Acedia has the initiative with the itemization, so that means Iconic cannot recall just yet.
That's just scary what happened, but here is the replay.
Oh, actually, Navi got the kill there. We didn't notice. And really, I think it's the nerf on the Q actually hurt him quite a bit. Because, as I said, it locks away the immediate root from the Blade Caller, which when you're up against Lucian, that immediate root is something very, very important. Because it's a very mobile AD carry, and you have to match that.
And matching that requires you to stack it fast enough.
Plus, Navi is on a fervor battle. Blizzard is on a Warlord's Bloodlust, so the damage early game definitely Navi's side, even if he was behind in itemization at that point.
And also, we are seeing that Neep is now roaming more proactively. What happened in the bot lane, he is not staying there anymore. Look at him. He's now going all over the lanes, just leaving behind Blizzard.
They are going to go into a ward here, so Bomb definitely knows what's up. So does Chan. They are spotted out completely by the Scrying Orb. Iconic having to burn his ultimate here.
Acedia too, but in terms of damage and kill pressure, Acedia has an ignite.
The stun!
Oh, the stun is enough, but I don't think that will cut it out. Iconic will be taken down by Acedia thanks to the ignite and the corrupting potion.
Yeah, the kill pressure of the ignite is so huge. The DOT of the Seastone Trident as well definitely helped him. There's so much DOT on Acedia in lane, and that's what really pushed Iconic into that death, even under turret.
And he has the blue buff now.
Wow, that's going to be so good for this Fizz. Veer preventing the wave from slamming into
Acedia making the plays with the Undying.
Wow,
the damage! That's what happened.
That was dirty.
Just plain dirty tactics from Acedia on that Fizz.
He's going to force Veer to back off, ruining his pathing.
The first blood does not matter anymore. You cannot match the damage from that Sheen and the damage over time.
Really so scary. Since Acedia got that one kill, it matches his score to Iconic's, meaning that this lane is still very, very even. Man, so intense. And the thing is, it's not a bloodbath just yet. Both of these teams are playing still a little bit methodically. They do not want to get into any fights that are too risky. And because Iconic had a chance to actually win that fight.
Yes.
But it was calculated. But the calculation in the end actually did not fall into his favor.
Pretty close call, and gotta stop those really risky moves from UPD. I know that Veer is this guy who really wants to help his teammate Snowball, but in the end, when he tries,
going for another one top lane,
yeah, that's what we're seeing right now. If he does keep pressuring the lanes, this is actually going to be bad news in the sense that TUP will catch on what they're doing, and in the end, they will waste some time. Veer dodges the charm. Bam will just step away from that fight.
He doesn't have any potions. He does have the passive for the sustain. And
so
he will be able to stay in lane here.
Yeah, Orb of Deception and that mana sustaining item will be enough for Bam to stay in lane. And now Neep, again, roaming around the map.
Still under a ward though. So is Veer. I love the vision from TUP. Since they know UPD is rotating very aggressively, they're putting wards even in their own base, so that their own territory rather, so that they know where Veer is and where Neep is roaming, which means that they can really make these plays a lot more safely.
And what happens when they do that? Navi is free to CS with pure bliss, no worries whatsoever. If Blizzard tries to even do something funny, Navi will still have more damage compared to a Xayah.
Oh,
now
this might be a 3v2 though.
Oh, did not see that coming. Green members were waiting for you, and he just fell for that bait.
and they do not have wards outside of their territory. So they kind of got comfortable that we have vision around our own base, around our own jungle. We can go for this. And that was a rotation. Even if Chan did not get caught, that was still a 3v2 in the making.
And I think Chan has to program his brain right now to always check and not really gank.
He could have actually checked that with... Actually, no. He was actually max range hook.
And looking at the bot lane, you see that Deep was not there, so that would be a signal in. Flash and hook, connects at the Navi, and there is the Feather Storm and the Dragon's Rage combo. Navi flash and heals away, but will be taken down by Blizzard.
Veer kicked Navi out of the Feather Storm. The Blade Caller follow-up to the Feather Storm. That's actually funny. But yeah, that's still very well played. Roam from Neep, or rather gank from Veer just after getting that catch on the mid lane means that they are free, and even though Navi burnt his escapes there, he still got hooked because of the angle that Neep hooked. The rocket grab definitely in his favor there.
Go big, go home for that Blitzcrank, and that's the pressure Neep has when he has the flash, and Navi cannot be too comfortable saying that, hey, I have my E, I can dodge it.
Yeah, but in the end, Neep really angled it in that way where where predicted that Navi would dash backward. Because he wants as much distance as possible from Veer. And because of the angle that it went, Neep knew to hook that way. Still though, still anyone's game. They are around 1.5k ahead, but UPD still needs to watch out.
And we can see that from the itemization, Iconic will be rushing that Frozen Mallet.
Definitely wants the survivability of the HP. Plus, the slow will be more helpful against Acedia, even though he is already slippery. Building the Blade of the Ruined King first against him would definitely be a death sentence to Iconic.
Needs more health and sustain. And also the ability to kite Acedia. When he goes all in and he does not have the Playful Trickster, he does not have any more.
Neep's still looking for
abilities.
something. Navi has to know that he's around this
come on.
Wow.
Falls for the bait, gets silenced and knocks up. There's the combo. Navi gets exhausted and he does get away from the feathers, but Blizzard flashes into the calling. So that would be more of a favorable trade-off for TUP in a sense.
Very, very close for Navi there, but it was actually Blizzard who burned both of his summer spells there. So actually, I think that was in TUP's favor, even though they were forced to back off. I think the Blade Caller, I think the one dagger, the one feather that the Q change removed could actually have been impactful there. Because that means that the Blade Caller was a little bit late. For Zerk's going with a Ghost though, probably just to get the turret.
I don't think that was a Ghost, that was more of a Cloud Drake.
Oh yeah, the Cloud Drake actually. Will be taking that. So while they're pressuring a bot lane, Veer is making a move onto this Rift Herald. It has to rotate away because of Chan.
The first turret is
very scary. Ooh. Jukes away from the body slam.
But the fact that the first turret is being contested right now from the mid to the bot, I gotta hand it to UPD. They will take the first turret off the game and probably transition to the Inferno, but a bit too risky.
Yeah, the Inferno is quite a ways away. UPD gonna rotate to the mid lane here. I like how smooth their rotations are. Neep already going for something. Oh, the fake out!
The fake out from Neep secures the killing spree for Veer. Teleport coming in. That's Acedia. Just there. Well, Iconic actually canceled his teleport.
And both of these top laners actually do cancel their rather,
wow,
Acedia's around.
The fake out.
Yeah, man. The position, the way that Neep was facing, definitely, okay, he's gonna go for bomb. But then, goes to the side, hooks to the side. Sean gets hooked, gets taken down.
Gets baited by the angle.
Still, though, there is still only one kill, and it is on Veer. While kills on Veer are good, it would have been best if it went for Zerk or to Blizzard. Because these are the guys that are going to scale hard, compared to Veer, who will fall off. But, so, the earlier the lead, oh man, might be scary.
Just because that's going to be Raptor.
You did get a few of the small ones, so I guess that's hashtag worth, but would have been very risky if Bomb was aggressive enough to go for a charm.
So far, UPD is looking pretty good with a score of 2-5, and Veer is steadily increasing in value and damage.
They have to shut him down very soon, and whoever on TUP shuts down Veer will have a very big gold boost. Whether it's Navi, Bomb, or Acedia, any one of these champions, if they get Veer, if they shut down Veer, UPD has to be scared of that champion because they return gold. Oh, Neep still going for more.
Goes all in on the Blizzard. Bets it all on his champion, and that would be a trade-off, maybe?
Seastone Trident, not enough.
That's a close call for Acedia. He did gamble on that and failed. But lost
The potion saves Blizzard's life there, and this actually puts him in a position to get top lane turret. There is Misian around,
Oh, the jungle,
but he's alone.
the jungle Gragas is being punished heavily. 0-3-0 cannot even contribute at all.
Of course, Gragas is still very low econ, and how even though he gets really behind, not having gold does not stop the knockback from the explosive cast, does not stop the knockup from the body slam. The thing is, he won't be as effective as a frontliner, and that's going to be scary considering UPD's composition here has so much damage. Even Veer, who will transition into a tank role, still deals respectable damage at this point of the game. It's going to be very scary. Na'Vi trying to go for the lane swap here to really have an advantage there in the top lane, but Blizzard does match it. That Neat just all over the map with the Moby boots. Definitely. And 006, 100% kill participation.
He is
Impressive.
Because of Neat, this is how UPD is having a good start. Those hooks and baits just work out really well.
And I think just because we haven't seen the Neat Blitzcrank doesn't mean he's uncomfortable on it.
So
He's showing proficiency.
proficiency and his mechanics on that.
And that fake out from earlier was really dirty. I felt that from the caster desk.
You should go take a shower.
Yeah, I need a shower after. I need Missy Ann to shower me with an ebb and flow after that. Seems Veer is gonna go for the Infernal Drake. They have the position to go for it, but
I don't
seems
think
like
they have enough time to respond to this one.
yeah, definitely not. Blizzard is there in the top lane along with Na'Vi and Missy Ann, which means that yeah, UPD had a numbers advantage that time.
Oh, here comes Steve from the back line.
Downtown.
In and silence out. Blizzard's very low though. Na'Vi gets exhausted. The big caller will be enough for Blizzard to get the upper hand, and that is a double for Blizzard.
Double kill for Blizzard. 3-1 and 2 puts him on the map. And he's going to make his itemization much faster. And Neat from downtown rushing to the top lane. Gets his 80 carat double kill and still at 100% kill participation.
The boots of mobility. at
Really
work.
helping him out. And I think if you do the math, he's much faster than a lot of other supports can go because he has an almost zero downtime speed boost. It does slow him down a little bit at the end, but when you do the math, he does cover more distance in the time that he is slowed down.
The draft from TUP, I gotta say, for the fist up, I understand it, but the Gragas jungle, I felt that was not a good combo, or it was more of picked up for
It's
no
like
reason.
they wanted a tank, and they went for
it was
Gragas
picked for no good
randomly.
reason, in a sense.
I think when Zach was also banned out, so they couldn't go for it. I think in this composition, I think they could have afforded to go for another Rek'Sai. Because the early game pressure from Rek'Sai is definitely there. And though he is more more gold dependent than the Gragas, the value that she can bring in terms of damage, you saw how much damage that Chan's Rek'Sai could do compared to how Chan is doing here. Oh my god.
Mr. Adam, the same sickness he had from the early game. Flashed away from the hook, but Blizzard is there to catch the fish out, man. That was actually a good flash for Mr. Adam.
Yeah, even if he flashed, that was still Blizzard there to catch. The bird catches her prey. That fish is for dinner. Now it's going to be Veer. I think after this, they might burn the Rift Herald. Teleport is up for both of these top laners down their bot, but this could be still dangerous. Here comes the squad.
TUP is really just following UPD. They're more of a shadow to them.
Yeah, they're reacting. This is
They're
the
just
same reactive
reacting.
playstyle.
But they're not really the ones to contribute. Maybe they're just stalling. They're waiting for Na'Vi to catch up.
And because of the pressure top lane that pulled the reaction coming from TUP, look at Iconic really doing his thing down there in the bot lane, split push. And that's what I said. The cannon top is a huge split push threat, and it's really making TUP dance on their tiptoes right now. And look at that. After getting a huge wave top
Now
lane, they go for the mid
Rift
lane.
Herald.
That's
there it
right.
is. The
Because they
timing.
pulled UPD. UPD pulled TUP away from key spots, and now they summoned the Rift Herald. And look at that. 4-man push onto this mid lane.
Oh boy, aiming to really end the game as fast as they can. But
Oh,
there
but
is
Blizzard.
a knockoff. Blizzard though has the better storm, but the collapse will just be enough for Cydia to pick up that shutdown bounty.
Wow, that actually shuts down every chance of UPD getting a full siege. They do get one turret, but the team fight that could have followed, not in their favor, because Blizzard got caught there by a lot of CC. The biggest thing there was the Chum the Waters. The Feather Storm did not last long enough for Chum the Waters to block out the damage of Chum the Waters. And that means he instantly dies after ulting. Still though, they are still quite far ahead. 7,000 gold. Most of it concentrated on Veer and Blizzard means that they are still a mid-game damage threat.
And do not disregard BAM on that Irie.
That's true.
Gotta wait it up, but he
0-0-0.
but for
0%
Berserk,
kill percentage.
but Berserk has more CS
Yeah.
and has more gold thanks to the assists.
It's so scary for Bomb. He has the kill pressure, he has the mobility, but if he's not ahead and not snowballing, he's gonna work harder. He's gonna have to work harder to get these kills. But since Neep is around, and once Neep actually goes onto someone with his ultimate, silences them. So Bomb cannot Spirit Crush out. So that's the fear that Bomb has, that he cannot go too deep into UPD's lines, or else he'll get silenced and then he has no more escape, so he gets hooked and knocked up, and the rest of UPD can take him out. That is the biggest fear of Bomb going in for the assassination.
More of reactive playstyles coming from TUP. Also for UPD are the initiators, the instigators of the fight, but this will not last long enough for TUP unless they at least dictate or step up the flashers.
And because it's actually being forced into a reactionary.
Neep. Oh, so manages to hook that fish. Berserk eats him up for dinner. Bam! Spirit rushes away.
They might transition this into more for the top
Baron
lane.
maybe.
The Baron might be too risky. It's like they're just going for controlling the vision top side and then pushing the top lane.
Look
Because they have a lot of vision there in the top side jungle.
Look at Neep. 0-0-10.
Still 100% kill participation. He is on fire this game. And it's just being such a huge playmaker for UPD, and he's the biggest reason right now why they are 7,000 gold ahead. Oh, look at that. Oh, okay, never mind. That would have been really nice if he got to kill Blizzard once again.
There it is, the combo from the explosive cast. Veer is in deep. There's the third hit. Teleport coming in. It will be cancelled, however,
Blizzard.
by Acidia.
Wait, why did he flash the Chum the Water?
Yeah, I did not see that coming. And now,
Damn
a
it.
burst of damage coming from Berserk. Veer and Blizzard are very low, while Iconic is there to just zone them out.
The flash hook from Neep did not connect, but in the end, Misian still gets taken down, and everyone a lot of people in UPD got so low, but not enough for TUP to finish them off. The funniest thing from that actually is that Blizzard panic flashed the Chum the Water. He might have been expecting Acidia to go in on him, but in the end, that was a wasted flash. He still has the heal now, so he has a lot more survivability for the next team fight. Here comes in World Break for UPD, uncontested definitely. Sean does not have any tools to go there. Seems like they're just shoving in this mid lane wave to compensate for that. It's gonna be scary. Cloud Drake and Infernal Drake makes for very aggressive UPD rotations and being able to take out key targets.
And 2 Infernal Drakes. So
Yeah.
this time it'll be TUP returning the favor to Neep. He
Survives.
does survive thanks to the mana shield, and now no more resources left. Misa and is forced to use the tidal wave. Now Neep is very low. Chan picks up the kill, but at what price?
Double kill for Berserk, 1 for 2.
Yeah.
And one of the carries at that.
Oh, Veer gets charmed, but
Cannot follow that up.
Oh, but the charm of the water.
Does not connect. And look at that, UPD really seeking this out. And even after that, Neep still has 100% kill participation. Look at the aggressiveness.
Oh,
though.
Acidia gets stunned, locked by UPD, and now Misa N just feeding the members of UPD.
Sushi dinner for
0-6-3.
UPD tonight. And this actually cost TUP
Huge
an inhibitor.
Huge death damage for Acidia and Misa N.
The thing though is that Neep no longer has 100% kill participation. Still over 90% though. So, but still all of that was set up because he baited TUP into focusing on him. He silenced all of them with his ultimate, which allowed the rest of UPD to follow up. he survived for so long with a Mana Shield, as well as everything that he's got.
And also the newly reworked Zeeks. I gotta say,
Yeah.
that really complements the Blizzard. Blitzcrank just hits so well in a way that Blizzard can easily stack up more and have more damage.
Yeah, and being able to have that synergizing Storm there actually really helps out in the DPS, as you said.
Storm
And,
Surger.
yeah, Storm Surger. And it's really helping out. No, Neep still going for more.
And still not catching a break. Ooh, that hook was a bit too close. And I think right now, Mr. N is an endangered species looking at his KDA 063. And Chan is, in a way, close to being endangered.
He is 1-4-1.
He's being
But
poached.
the fact is, his explosive casts are actually been on point. It's been like 2 or 3 times that Blizzard has been put out of position because of the explosive cast.
Here it comes. By the way, if Baron is still up for a steal, let's see. Chandler gets hooked and silence. He cannot steal that Baron. UPD just baited out TUP in the Baron pit, and Mr. N will be feeding UPD for dinner, maybe for their victory party. Oh, bam though. That's a pretty close call. Need does not get taken down.
The shields from the safeguard and his own passive still activate. Look at Iconic still going for it.
Oh, there's the slicing nails from Asidia. Does not have any more. The Playful Trickster gets slowed by the mallet.
For slicing Maelstrom just to scare them off. But they were already on the run there. So kind of wasted a tap. But UBD still going for the siege. They do have the Baron buff. They can't fight for this. Chum the Waters.
Oh, Blizzard with the decisiveness to deny that.
So hard for Asidia to get these pickoffs. Of course, he has to Chum the Waters. But Berserk has a really good survivability with his own shield. Plus, Veer can also shield him. And Blizzard can just block out the damage completely with Featherstorm. It's quite difficult for him to get a good assassination with Chum the Waters. Now Bomb's gonna be in danger.
Oh, he just got singled out. Berserk is godlike with the 704 KDA. Death timers are huge for BAM, and now UPD is gonna be trying to close this game as fast as they can.
Almost.
Almost.
Very scary.
Chance
Team still
there.
going for looking for something. But look at the gold lead. 13,400 gold in UPD's favor, and they're going to transition into that more leads with the Baron buff that they have here in the top lane. Wow. The thing is, look at the lead on every single member of the team on UPD, and especially on Blizzard and Berserk. That's huge.
Now the turret is being taken out. TUP. No room to grow, no room to roam, not even an objective to contest. TUP is just being controlled right now by UPD because of their reactive playstyle. UPD also reacts, but they also initiate stronger.
Yeah, they have the initiative coming from Neep as well as Veer to really set up these kills for Berserk and Blizzard. And the thing is, though, the biggest problem TUP has at this point of the game, at 27 minutes and 14,000 gold behind, is that this composition does not play from behind. The Gragas can try and set up for a comeback, but Baam being not snowballing, Navi not having a good lead, Asidia being quite behind means that this pickoff composition will not be dealing enough damage to break UPD. We saw they tried to pick off Neep, who is right now, I think, the tankiest member of this team, and they couldn't finish him off. They can't even finish off Blizzard because of the Featherstorm making it so hard to confirm kills, and the threat of the hook is so big.
Here comes probably the last flash, a collapse onto the base of TUP. Berserk, the Storm is just zoning out easy, and look at the damage and the burst from Berserk. Now Bam's left below, trying to pick up Iconic. The stun will lock him down. And guys,
I think that's game.
That is game set with UPD ending the grand finals of the LCL 2017 spring term. The representative for Philippines entering the LICC.
Whoa. Oh boy, that was such a dominating game. 18,000 gold ahead. Finishing the game 18,000 gold ahead. At first, they were having a little bit of trouble in the lane, but then once Neep started roaming and getting them those kills, Berserk popped off. So did Iconic survived further in lane against Asidia. And bot lane, once he got more hooks against Misi N, that just set up Blizzard to snowball as well. And the biggest thing there is that because of the composition of TUP, they played from so far behind that their composition had 0% chance of winning. I think so. They had a good setup with explosive cast. In the end as well, they had very good setups with the tidal waves. But because their composition was behind, a very assassin-oriented composition with illusion as well, meaning that even if they get a good setup, they won't deal enough damage in that short window of time that they have before UPD retaliates with their own sustained damage from the Victor and the Zaya.
Hands down to UP for putting up a good game, and also thank you for TUP for making it this far in the grand finals.
These teams did both deserve to get to the finals.
Yes.
TUP showed that.
But now there's only one, but there will be only one spot for that glorious and
prestigious
prestigious
damage.
Yeah, look at that damage. In the prestigious spot, the champions of the LCL Spring Term 2017. UPD Diliman
I
Oblation
wore my maroon
Esports.
coat for this, but in the camera it's brown. But still.
So, I
Very
think
convincing.
very convincing victory. They will now be moving on. And to our viewers out there, and to all of the 48 campuses that have participated in the LCL, we thank you. And to the finalists, TUP, good game, well played, and that wraps it off with UPD, the champions of the LCL 2017 Spring Term Challenge. What you know, we have been your shotcasters for this long journey. I am Vulcan. Joining with me is Atlas, and I think we'll be seeing UPD in the international scene. Out. Blizzard's very low though. Navi gets exhausted. The big caller will be enough for Blizzard to get the upper hand, and that is a double for Blizzard.
Oh, but Blizzard.
Blizzard though has the better storm, but the collapse will just be enough for Insidia to pick up that shutdown.
Once again.
There it is. The combo hooking explosive cast. Veer is in game. There's the third hit. Teleport's coming in. It will be cancelled, however, by
Blizzard. Wait, why did he flash the jungle water?
Yeah, I did not see that coming, and now a burst of damage comes from Berserk here at Blizzard. The favor to me. He survives. Thanks to the mana shield, and now no more resources left. Misa and is forced to use a tidal wave. Now Nick is very low. Chan picks up the kill, but at what price? Tidal wave, Baron is still up for a steal. Let's see. Chandel gets hooked and silent. He cannot steal that Baron. UPD just baited out TUP in the Baron pit, and Misa and will be feeding UPD for dinner, maybe for their victory party. Oh, bad though. That's pretty close call. He does not get taken down.
The shield from the Silk Guard. And
here comes probably the last flash. A collapse onto the base of TUP. Berserk's Storm is just zoning out Misa, and look at the damage and the burst from Berserk. Now Bam's up below, trying to pick up Iconic. The stun will lock him down. And guys,
I think that's game.
that is game set with UPD ending the grand finals of the LCL 2017 Spring Term. The representative for Philippines entering the LICC.
Whoa. Oh boy, that was such a dominating game.
Not enough Garena shells to buy the latest League of Legends skin? On sale now? Get shells anytime, anywhere with your Globe or Touch mobile number. Go to gamer.com.ph and sign up with your mobile number and enter the verification code you will receive via SMS. Log in and choose the game and pin you want. Check out to purchase the pin with your load or through your postpaid account and receive the pin on your phone instantly. Never miss a sale on your favorite League of Legends skins and champions with Gamer.